Except for the occasional muffled sob and the gentle rustle of tissues, the church was quiet. The family was devastated by Garrison Brown's untimely demise. Far too young. He was gone now, after struggling in solitude. With Christine and Logan at her sides, Janelle occupied the first row, a picture of silent destruction. Meri was impassive across the aisle, her face blank and pale. The elder kids, Madison, Hunter, Gabriel, Michaelty, and Gwen, were strewn around the seats, each wrapped up in their own personal sorrow. Then, late in the ceremony, some 20 minutes in, the rear doors of the church opened. Robyn Brown and Kody walked in as if they were on stage. People turned. They stopped talking. Despite their matching black attire, Robyn's high-end handbag and Kody's polished cowboy boots gave the impression that they were going to a gala rather than a funeral. No one was acknowledged. As they moved deliberately and slowly down the middle aisle, past the coffin, and directly to the front, Robyn's heels chimed with every step. They didn't stop to bid Garrison farewell. Hey, hello, everybody. Welcome back to my channel, TLC Flicks. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. They didn't even nod or give Janelle an embrace. Kody strode straight toward the pulpit. He had not been invited to speak. Janelle and Logan meticulously organized the program. However, Kody made it about himself in his typical manner. Pulling a piece of paper out of his coat pocket, he started reading. His eyes darted from his notes to the audience as he continued, solemnly. Garrison was a complicated boy, and one of the hardest things God has ever asked me to do has been to be a father, especially during these difficult times. Slowly but gently, Janelle's face turned in his direction. She clenched her jaw. Kody went on. We grieve not only for the loss of our children, but also for the loss of our authority, legacy, and role when they become misguided and allow external influences to poison their hearts against their own blood. In the audience, gasps spread like waves. Nevertheless, we adored him. Even after he shoved us off. Even when he disapproved of the framework, the values, and yes, the affection we attempted to offer. Robyn started crying behind him. Quite loudly. In a dramatic way. As though she were the sad mother, she held onto Kody's arm and sobbed into his sleeve. The kids flinched in several places. Gwen averted her gaze with distaste. With his fists locked in his lap, Gabriel lowered his head. Logan's neck strained as his jaw flexed so forcefully. Janelle got to her feet. Kody was still talking, still making gestures, still posing as a martyr, and she approached him slowly but purposefully. Her voice was firm but cold as she came to a stop before him. She said, "You don't get to do this. You don't get to come here and change who you were to him or who he was to you. You weren't present. He passed away feeling abandoned and alone. And you come here and talk about how hurt you are? Your pride? You were unaware of his suffering." I did. The room held its breath. Do you want the final say? You've had too many already. Take a seat. Kody stopped. His expression was one of genuine shock for the first time in years. Janelle moved away from him and went back to her chair. After a moment of hesitation, the pastor intervened discreetly and led Kody away from the podium. The tension boiled over outside following the burial. Perhaps in an attempt to save the moment, Kody tried to approach Janelle once again, but she retreated. "Don't," she advised. "I don't want to hear anything you have to say." With obvious trembling, he replied, "You're making this worse. The family is being divided by you." "No," she muttered. "That's what you did. Robyn and you." Robyn intervened, her fiery eyes now brimming with rage. "At a funeral, how dare you condemn us? We also adored him." "You cherished authority," Janelle remarked. "And you expelled Garrison after he refused to comply. As he was, you didn't love him. If he had complied, you would have appreciated what he could have been." Janelle moved on, and so did Christine. "This cannot continue. You no longer have the right to refer to yourself as these children's father." Logan's voice was forceful as he spoke. "You don't give a call. You wait till there are cameras or repercussions before you appear. This is over. We're finished." A hush fell. Hunter, Gabriel, Madison, and Gwen then gathered around their mother in a silent circle. Robyn and Kody stood outside it without being invited. The family got together at Christine's house in Utah later that evening. Not a producer. No crew. Only the three ladies who had once shared a husband and the children. With pictures of Garrison on the table and candles blazing, they sat in the living room. His favorite book was in Janelle's lap. She stopped crying. She was crying no more. "We must be explicit," Christine stated. "This cannot continue. Not with Kody. Not with Robyn. We must stop allowing them to harm us." Logan remarked, "They are no longer family." Today, they demonstrated that. There was no dispute. Even Meri nodded after a prolonged silence. "I stood up for him for a long time. I have no idea why. Today, I saw him degrade his own son. I feel embarrassed." A united statement was drafted by them. No more communication. No more invitations. No further showings. TLC would be told that unless the network wished to lose the rest of the family, Kody and Robyn would not be included in any next taping. Word got around fast. The funeral story went viral online. A portion of Kody's remarks was captured on a leaked recording. It was broken down line by line in Reddit threads. Outraged critics were once fans. For days, #CancelKody was trending. Executives at TLC went into a frenzy. "Reevaluate Kody and Robyn's presence," said an internal memo. Audiences call for accountability. Robyn, meanwhile, fell apart in private. She pleaded with Kody to take action, to sue, to fight back. She complained, "They're portraying us as monsters. We made an effort to save this family." However, Kody was at a loss for answers. There was no response to his calls. His children's phones blocked his name. Robyn's own kid, Dayton, even started posing challenging queries. "What made us go? What caused you to cry so much? Why did you not speak with Janelle?" There were no longer any logical responses. Kody sat quietly sipping coffee one morning in the dark. Upstairs, Robyn was crying once more. It was too quiet in the house. Months before his death, he gazed at the final text message he had ever gotten from Garrison. It merely stated, "You made a decision. Don't give me a call when it suits you." Nobody remained to call now. Without them, the family moved on. Janelle turned to her kids for support. With grandkids and healing all around, Christine created a happy new existence. Meri moved away from Kody's shadow and reshaped who she was. The children, broken and in mourning, started to rebuild something better. Robyn and Kody, who represented all that went wrong, vanished from view. The end did not begin with the funeral. Finally revealed for everyone to see, it was the end. TLC execs clutched binders full of social media stats, fan criticism, and footage review logs as they convened emergency meetings in dark conference rooms. The network had survived scandals in the past, but this one was unique. A sound technician who couldn't stand to remain silent had shared the video of Kody's funeral speech. The less than 2-minute clip has gone viral on X and TikTok. Millions watched Robyn weep in the background like a distraught mother at a child's funeral she had hardly noticed, while Kody blamed his deceased kid for straying. There was instant outrage. Fans who had previously put up with Kody's egotism abandoned the show. Former cast members of other reality programs demanded that TLC act. Therapists performed YouTube breakdowns, and influencers analyzed the poisonous family dynamics. #ProtectTheBrownKids became a trending hashtag. For weeks, Janelle, Christine, and their grown kids turned down every network call. The silence was finally broken by Gwen. She stated unequivocally in a private Zoom discussion with the producers she trusted, "We're not in it if he is." The same is true for Robyn. Something has to change with this show, or it's finished. Early in the summer, the network revealed a daring new strategy. The series will be relaunched with a new title, Freedom. The afterlife of polygamy, the patriarchal story of a single guy overseeing several wives, was no longer relevant. The focus of the new series would be on the women, their self-reliance, their recovery, and the inspiring tales of the grown children emerging from their father's shadow. Janelle and Christine signed up. Logan, Michael T. Gwen, and even Madison did the same. After giving it some thought, Meri decided to take part in a limited way while concentrating on her recovery process. The cameras came back. However, the tone was different this time. No more phony solidarity. No more coerced sit-downs during which Kody controlled the conversation. Rather, the first episode began with Janelle strolling through Garrison's now-vacant house and softly petting framed pictures while speaking in an honest and unvarnished voice. I had no idea how much pain he was in. This is about what occurs when silence is used as control, not simply about polygamy. The moments that followed painted a profoundly human picture of a woman who had triumphed over emotional deprivation and emerged glowing, full of laughter and grandkids. The crowds of admirers came back. The ratings were really high. However, not everybody was having a party. In the meantime, in Flagstaff, Robyn, who hardly left the couch lately, watched it all happen. She kept playing the new series trailer on her phone. It didn't include her. It didn't include Kody. Their names were not mentioned. Only the kids and the ex-wives. She hurled the phone across the room after snapping it shut. "Kody," she said, "we must answer. We must present our case." However, Kody had become aloof, exhausted, and hollowed out. He no longer defended himself online, seldom ever left the den, and hardly ever took a shower. Robyn decided to handle things herself. She wanted a feature interview with the Redemption Chair, a podcast. An entire hour. Live. She was going to tell the truth. Eager to boost their ratings, the hosts concurred. One of the most catastrophic PR disasters in reality TV history ensued what followed. The conversation. Wearing all white, Robyn sat rigidly and spoke softly as she started. "I was portrayed as the bad guy. However, I simply adored Kody. I cherished our children. The others were constantly envious." The hosts went cold. "Feeling envious?" One of them inquired thoughtfully. "You mean Janelle and Christine?" Robyn gave a serious nod. "I loved him more than they ever did. They were angry that he was able to find calm in our house. They were angry because our children, my children, were more submissive." In a matter of hours, the podcast became viral. There were clips of Robyn calling Janelle resentful everywhere. Christine was allegedly manipulating the kids. Garrison had reportedly been influenced by gossip and rebellion. It was excessive. That evening, Gwen posted a reaction video. Anger made her voice waver. "I want to stop talking about her. However, I will state this. Garrison did not act rebelliously. He had suffered trauma. And it's horrible that Robyn is acting like the victim." Christine only shared one Instagram story, which included a photo of her and Garrison laughing around a campfire when they were young boys. The caption said, "To demonstrate love, one must appear." He was aware of who arrived. Meri, who had remained largely quiet, even tweeted, "There are some facts that don't require defense. They are independent. I support Janelle. I support Garrison." TLC quickly cut ties with Robyn. A leaked internal memo breaking free is not associated with Robyn Brown. There are no upcoming projects planned. The new series was a success. Janelle started giving speeches at conferences for women. The Third Wife, Surviving the Silence, is the title of Christine's memoir. Together with Logan, Gwen launched The Truth is a Sister podcast, which examines the psychological harm caused by spiritual patriarchy. What about Robyn? No one ever asked her to return. Her efforts to take back the story were unsuccessful. The public's compassion had ran out. Haunted by his history, Kody slipped into silent obscurity and was not seen in public anymore. However, everyone else in the family, the women, the kids, the people who had been marginalized, silenced, or ignored, rose up. They presented the truth. The world listened out, and there's more. The Sister Wives star is a multi-talented individual. However, Kody Brown doesn't like to tamper with the law. He has previously been known to avoid any legal issues. He even left Utah in the middle of the night when he believed he would be arrested for polygamy, as fans will remember. What specifically transpired to get Kody on a wanted sign then? In December, according to the news, Kody nearly ended up in jail after a run-in with the law. Robyn Brown, however, talks candidly about her husband's encounter in a video that has been making the rounds. The whole Brown family was concerned in 2010 that Kody would be imprisoned for his religious activities. Robyn said, "We basically moved because we were trying to be family without being torn apart or thrown in jail." The fourth and favorite wife wrote, "The state of Utah was threatening prosecution because of our beliefs, because we were a plural family. But according to a 2016 Fox 13 report, Kody had never been the subject of an investigation by the Lehigh Police Department. The whole family found it difficult to discuss polygamy openly. The practice of the Utah Attorney General's office is not to prosecute polygamists living in Utah under Utah's criminal bigamy statute merely because of their polygamist practice. According to Robyn, her friend would look at me like I'm wrong or I'm a sinner because I was a part of a plural family. It appears that Kody was never in any real danger. Fans of Sister Wives are also aware that Kody would not have fared well in prison. The show's evolution from its initial idea of tracking the lives of a polygamous family with one father and 4 mothers to its current state has been witnessed by longtime Sister Wives viewers. While former wives Meri Brown, Christine Brown-Woolley, and Janelle Brown rediscover themselves beyond the confines of such an unorthodox marriage, Kody Brown and Robyn Brown currently lead a monogamous lifestyle. The first wife to leave the family was Christine. Janelle and Meri trailed behind her. The experiences of the children, many of whom are now adults, were chronicled in Sister Wives Season 19. Following the acrimonious breakup between Christine and Kody, she fell in love with David Woolley once more. Many members of the Brown family attended the couple's October 2023 wedding in Moab, Utah, where they began a fast-paced courtship. Kody and Robyn, however, were not invited. Although Kody and David have met on a number of family occasions, it would have been odd for him to be at Christine's wedding. Nevertheless, in a fascinating segment from Sister Wives Tell All Part 2, Kody admitted that he liked hanging out with David, even calling him overly handsome. Kody also admitted that he was first anxious to meet and talk to David, particularly in front of his children. It was a great experience, nevertheless. When asked if he could see the two going on a double date, Kody said, "I've had conversations with David since that just was kind of like, I enjoyed his company and I had a dirty thought. I thought David and I should go on a guy's trip together. And then I went. That would just be so uncool to Christine." Although Kody claimed it wouldn't be cool for Christine, the idea of Kody and David going on a guy's trip together is exciting. Each man would have to do their share throughout a road trip, and there might even be a challenge element too. Although it simply features David and Kody, it might be a parody of The Amazing Race. It would be amazing to watch Kody and David interact, let alone compete. Ever since Meri left Kody, she has shown herself to be an adventurous and life-loving person. She even took a solo vacation to England because she had never been there before and thought it would be the ideal opportunity to travel. The playful, humorous side of Meri that viewers didn't see much of on Sister Wives is being shown. Meri is also renowned for her love of party planning and decorating. Perhaps Meri could assist with organizing events on the Tata Farm site, as Janelle and her daughter Madison Brown Brush recently opened the flower farm in North Carolina. Although the farm isn't currently accessible to the general public, branded goods can be purchased on its website, tatafarms.com. They intend to use the farm as an event venue for weddings, photo shoots, and other occasions once it is operational. After parting ways with Kody, Meri and Janelle enjoy a renewed friendship. Together, they made sure they received equal portions from the sale of the family's 2018 acquisition of Coyote Pass. Given their lengthy history together, it would be wonderful to see Meri assimilating into Janelle's family. Meri's decorating abilities would be greatly appreciated at Tata Farms. The close relationship between Christine and Janelle was reinforced by their separations from Kody. The two women discovered that their journeys of self-discovery were comparable. Christine's connection with David also gave Janelle hope that she would eventually find love again. The two should team up and launch a business together because they were sister spouses for almost 30 years and raised their children together. Both Janelle and Christine have a strong business sense and are resolved to avoid ever experiencing the same financial difficulties as their marriage to Kody. Since leaving Kody, both Janelle and Christine have started their own businesses. A business would be convenient because they already spend a lot of time together and help each other through different stages of life. Regarding the kind of firm the two could start, it might focus on real estate. Janelle has experience in the real estate industry, and Christine recently purchased an Airbnb. Janelle and Christine would make a fantastic real estate duo. Kody's first wife, Meri, was a patient woman who allowed him to take in 2 more wives before formally divorcing her to marry Robyn and adopt her children from her first marriage. Despite witnessing the disintegration of her marriage, Meri remained obedient. She was there for the family, And when Kody stopped making an effort to keep the marriage going, she felt abandoned. Nevertheless, following their divorce, Meri and Kody have reached a new understanding regarding their relationship. Kody and her brother-in-law Nathan assisted Meri in moving from Arizona to Utah in a much-discussed scene from Sister Wives Season 19. The tone of Kody and Meri's relationship changed to one of lightheartedness and perhaps a hint of flirtation. Kody referred to Meri as his favorite ex-wife, and aside from Meri's perplexity at Kody's emotional outburst upon her departure, the two had a lighthearted encounter. Kody even declared that he would want to accompany Meri to her wedding if she ever got married again. Meri and Kody could have their own bachelor-style spin-off dating, with Kody matching Meri with a variety of potential suitors. It might be titled Find My Wife a Husband, a humorous and irreverent satire on the unconventional structure of polygamous households. In early seasons of Sister Wives, the four wives came up with an idea for a jewelry business where they produced personalized pieces that would be important for polygamous households. If Meri decided to marry any of her suitors, Kody would accompany her down the aisle. The business will be back up and operating soon, according to a note on the website mysisterwifescloset.com, which also includes a link to sign up for a newsletter to get updates. However, the store hasn't posted on Instagram in 6 years, so a comeback may seem doubtful. The women could incorporate a health component, such as products to support self-care and meditation, if they could put aside their disagreements and redesign My Sister Wife's Closet for a 2025 audience. In addition to recruiting their children to assist, the ladies might promote the products on social media. Sister Wives has tracked the Brown family for more than 10 years, and that includes all the ups and downs of a family that size. It would demonstrate that the Browns will always be family, especially when there is a chance for financial gain. The Browns have always been transparent about presenting everything, from birthdays and festivities to trying times like divorce and death. The Browns have likely moved dozens of times during the show's run, in addition to those moving-related situations. Whether they're escaping in the middle of the night or moving on after a failed marriage, the Browns adore relocating and the road trip that usually follows. They ought to start My Sister Wife's Movers, a moving company, and utilize all of their expertise. In addition to being a great way to keep the Browns on television for a long time, it would be reality TV gold. Robyn and Kody Brown, the stars of Sister Wives, are now monogamous and appear to enjoy Western-themed decor, as evidenced by the unique bow and arrow wall that hangs in their house. Western motifs continue to play a significant role in American culture, despite the fact that cowboys and Indians imagery can be controversial owing to indigenous rights issues. Rustic programming is a perennial favorite, as evidenced by the popularity of shows like Kevin Costner's The West and Yellowstone. The West offers an intriguing look at the evolution of the West, while Yellowstone is more contemporary fare. Members of indigenous tribes, who were the first to arrive and faced the possibility of having their land taken away or worse, suffered injuries along the journey. The way the West was won has inspired countless movies, TV shows, and songs over the years, ranging from classic spaghetti westerns like The Good, The Bad, and The Ugly to Louis L'Amour novels like Hondo, a novel, and the Bon Jovi rock anthem, Wanted Dead or Alive. Robyn and Kody may dream of the Old West because they enjoyed furnishing their former Flagstaff, Arizona, home with Western accents. A bow and arrow can be seen above the window, close to Kody and Robyn's painting of horses kissing in the image above, which was shared on Reddit by Mindful _. These design features, along with the wooden bookshelf and terracotta wall that evokes Utah's breathtaking Red Rocks region, give the space a rustic, country feel. This room has a hint of Old West whimsy thanks to natural materials and hues that mimic the beauty of the countryside. Kody and Robyn also have a Walmart area rug with a Lone Star design. Originating with the Lakota tribe, whose members created star quilts with the design, the Lone Star is associated with Texas. It is a representation of honor, fortitude, and kindness. Look at the aforementioned Reddit post below, where people talk about Robyn and Kody's taste, mostly in a very bad way. So what about the bow and arrow? Someone asked. The goal is to hunt in order to survive. But it's also about battling and standing up for war. Making a bow and arrow by an indigenous person could take up to a month. Let us know in your comments. And stay tuned by subscribing our channel to get more updates like this. Thanks everyone.